Chris and I became fast friends at the age of 13 amongst our most awkward years of youth. Carter and I became close friends towards the end of middle school, and he's been one of my closest confidants ever since. He also stood by my side 2 years ago when I married my wife, Haley. All of this to say, I'm one lucky dude. Many of you here today can likely relate. To know these two means that you, as their friend, are truly known. These two invest in their people fiercely. To be loved by Kristin and Carter is to truly be loved.
I've been waiting for the moment to arrive.
Kristin remembers her path crossing Carter's throughout the years growing up in Casper, and then intermittently in undergrad at UW. However, her truest first memory of getting to know Carter was after she had gone to Cameron and Kaya's house to catch up with Kaya, one of her closest friends. Cameron, the one that looks eerily like Carter, married Kaya 3 years ago now. During Kristin's visit, Carter was temporarily living with them. Kristin said that what was intended to be a desired conversation with her friend turned into countless hours of Carter and Kristin sharing stories, while Kaya sat back and witnessed the first sparks.
I was waiting for the moment to arrive. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
When I asked Carter about his first memories of meeting Kristin, one of his first stuck out like a sore thumb to him. He told me that he was at the softball fields early in high school after a social outing. While there, one of his closest pals ran over to this NC girl that he allegedly had been texting. Much to Carter's relief, his buddy and Kristin quickly realized that they were just friends. And that same buddy went on to officiate their wedding nearly 15 years later. So you could sort of say I catalyzed all this in 2010. I'm just saying, Kai doesn't get all the credit, all right?
Waiting for the moment to arrive. We were waiting for the moment to arrive. And I wouldn't miss it for the world.
So Carter went on to share similar recounts of social gatherings after college, such as the one that Kristin had described, where they seemed to effortlessly talk throughout the night. Two sensational conversationalists had finally met their match.
I was waiting for the moment to arise. Waiting for the moment to arrive. I was waiting for you. And I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Kristin wrote that as she stood next to Kaya listening to her and Cameron exchange promises of marriage, she looked across to the groomsmen and her and Carter's eyes locked. A beautiful foreshadowing. Later, she stole him from a conversation and she and Carter took a walk into the summer night. She asked Carter if there was anything he'd like to tell her. Carter, who now had some liquid courage following his best man speech, responded in arguably one of the most romantic ways that a man could and said, "Kristin, I'm so into you, it's actually disgusting."
Carter, you are my best friend, and I can't think of anything more exciting than getting to spend my life with you, except for getting to build a family with you. I'm excited for all the next phases of life, but probably most of all, I'm excited to watch you become the most loving and present father to our children whenever that time comes. Knowing your heart and knowing that our kids will get to experience your heart is the most wholesome truth I've ever known. I'll end with this. Early in our relationship, you made a habit of asking whether I was doing things on purpose. I would express that I wanted to see you. Your response, on purpose? I would say that I wanted you to come visit me. Your response again, on purpose? As cute as I thought that this was in the beginning, I quickly realized it also held weight. Be purposeful with your actions and words. So Carter, there's no greater feeling and no greater honor than to become your wife. I love you endlessly and always on purpose.
I vow to always search for accommodations wherever we vacation to that has hot tubs. You love hot tubs. Potentially more than I love popsicles, Britts. I vow to meet you with grace when you fall short, and I will allow myself grace when I inevitably fall short, because I know you'll meet me with grace as well. I vow to find joy in the little things in life with you, especially on the days it feels hardest to do so, even if it's just making a grocery list. I vow to be your biggest supporter and your biggest protector. I vow to never forget how lucky I am to share this journey with you, and I vow to remember in all that we do that I love you on purpose.
By the power invested in me by the Universal Life Church, I am honored and astoundingly privileged to announce you husband and wife. Dougie, go ahead, kiss your bride, brother.
And wouldn't miss it for the
about how Carter's the funny one, which I feel like I've disproven plenty of times.
From pigtails in dance class to college parties and standing here on her wedding day, no one can tell a story quite like Kristin. If you haven't heard her tell a story, you better do that, because you will pee your pants laughing.
Now, Carter, the way this works is I get to bring those boxes over to your house. You get to store those. It's not that bad. It's one, maybe two pickup truck loads.